Well, this video is going to be brought to you by the Confederate Star of David. And I'm probably going to start out most of my videos with this symbology from now on. It's a little trademark. I think outside the box. I got a lot of respect for the Jewish people, and I got a lot of respect for the Confederate cause. Think outside the box. And this is really what we're going to be talking about with sodium bicarbonate. Now, I'm going to title this video Sodium Bicarbonate Increase Your Sex Drive. Now, I'm showing Sarah Palin here for a reason. Now, if you're dealing with a Sarah Palin type, the ultra right-wing religious types, which are maybe they got their head screwed on in some ways, but in other ways they're like, you got to really increase that libido and get them to loosen up a little bit. So anyway, as far as sodium bicarbonate and sex drive, one of the things about sodium bicarbonate is that it can improve your overall health dramatically. And by doing that, you will energize your body. What you're doing is sodium bicarbonate, you're actually detoxifying. Now, your body does produce bicarbonate naturally. And sodium bicarbonate, like baking soda from like Arm& Hammer brand, or don't matter, whatever. It could be no-name brand, for crying out loud. It doesn't have to be this quote-unquote aluminum-free stuff, because sodium bicarbonate does not contain aluminum. Well, I got to get on with that subject a little bit too, because I get a lot of comments about that. Yeah, you got to make sure, that's sodium, that's called baking powder, not baking soda. Now, where that myth about aluminum comes in being is there could be extremely minor trace elements of aluminum in a sodium bicarbonate or baking soda from the processing. But let me say this. That's the same thing with all the food you eat. Anything you buy that's prepared anywhere, whether it's bought in a supermarket, bought in a restaurant or whatever, it's touching the aluminum utensils or stainless steel that contain nickel, and very minute trace elements of that could get inside the food that you're eating. It's not like they don't add aluminum to sodium bicarbonate or baking soda. That's total freaking BS. I just can't believe this. So just to you can get the brand name Arm & Hammer, fine. You can get great value Wally World baking soda, fine, for $1.50, whatever. This stuff actually can help detox radiation, for crying out loud. That's how powerful it is. Now, a lot of times cancers are caused not necessarily by, well, there's several ways this thing works against cancers, but let me just state this. Here's another thing that people kind of give me an argument about, because I put other videos out on this. All oncologists, when they administer chemotherapy, they use sodium bicarbonate in the mix. If they did not use sodium bicarbonate in the mix, baking soda, like it's they don't maybe use this exactly, but it's in the chemotherapy itself. If they didn't use it, it would be too toxic to the body, and the body wouldn't be able to handle it. As it is, what happens with chemotherapy, it is pretty damn toxic to the body. It does work sometimes because it's the skill of the doctor, like a very fine balance. If they administer it very locally to the tumor, fine, it works pretty much. But overall, you really want to be taking this every day. Actually, all the toothpaste manufacturers should be out of damn business. I stated this before. My mom, who's actually in her mid-80s, has never had a cavity, ever. Never had a cavity, never. Never, ever. She's been brushing her teeth only with baking soda, Arm & Hammer brand, since she was 10 years old. She's got all her teeth, and she's in perfect health, and she looks like at least 20-something years younger than her age, at least. And there's no health problems, no pharmaceutical drugs or anything. Now, the other thing is with sodium bicarbonate, it can also, I know when you take it, you feel a little bloated because it's working, right? But a lot of times it's protecting, it a lot of times it can help with an upset stomach very naturally. And your body does produce bicarbonate as an essential element, because what's going on is you need that to protect the stomach lining. Now, I know the stomach lining is replaced every so many days anyway because of the stomach acids, but you don't want to have it replaced too often where it's tearing through areas too quickly due to stomach acids. Sodium bicarbonate is very good for that. It's actually an essential element in our body. Now, when you're taking Arm & Hammer or whatever, baking soda, great value brand. I don't care whatever kind. And you can get the aluminum free, whatever. That just means they mine it and out of the ground, and they're not using aluminum in the processing. Like not to add aluminum, but aluminum artifacts that make this. When the sodium bicarbonate goes through there, that's all that means. There's no aluminum in sodium bicarbonate except extremely minute amounts, which it's in everything. It's in everything. It's in everything because all processed foods have that. So whatever. But the other side of it is sodium bicarbonate can help detoxify mercury, aluminum, nickel, other things that are very bad for the body. But you cannot actually. There's no such thing as too much bicarbonate. Now, notice baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. You got four parts bicarbonate for every part sodium. Yeah, you can have too much sodium. But but as far as bicarbonate, there's no such thing as too much bicarbonate. Bicarbonate actually helps purify the body, and it will help increase oxygen levels besides the alkalinity of the body. Now, this actually vastly correlates to your sexual drive, your health, and how you feel. Because a lot of times, people, I had to put it out like this, sex drive, because, what the hell, people seem to be interested in that. And, honestly, it's so, sometimes I hear from a female on here, they'll say, oh, that's so pervy or something. Get out of here, because, I already know the game with that garbage, because women are way more sexual than men a lot of times, and they don't show it. That's the difference. They don't show it generally. They don't show it. They're like they're the same damn thing. They just don't like saying it's like this and that. So if you got a complaint, go somewhere else. You don't want to watch the video, fine. Get lost. But I'm telling you, this stuff really does work in so many different ways, because your sexual health is your overall health. Why do people not make that association? You know how many gimmick products there are out there for men and women to do this and that you're going to spend umpteen dollars? Yes, you could just have a natural diet. I mean, you probably don't really need supplements. You can actually also do sodium bicarbonate or baking soda baths, foot baths. Now, it's dangerous to administer, and you would be a doctor to do it intravenously, sodium bicarbonate, but that can actually work very well, very quickly. But it could be just as effective and also very safe is to do sodium bicarbonate baking soda baths or foot baths or enemas, if you want to get into the enema route, whatever you want to do that. I don't like that. But, nature works. And if you don't live in a pristine environment where everything is like pure, natural, God's given green earth, you're more than likely short bicarbonate. Now, obviously, baking soda is sodium bicarbonate, but sodium is not really a big problem so much, as long as you have the right balance with potassium. That's the other thing. Another thing is, too, you can actually purge and detoxify your body through sweat. It could be the sauna, it could be exercise, or whatever. A lot of these things work extremely well. But as you purge your body of toxins, your sexual drive will go up and you'll feel better. I mean, everybody's into that. I know that, whether they say it or not. They all are, except maybe the Sarah Palin types, whatever. I'm just picking on her or whatever. I mean, I don't really mind her so much, but just, you know what I mean. But this has been known since the ancients. Actually, if you go to Israel, some of the healing waters they have over there, it's not sodium bicarbonate, but, it's got a particular type of minerals in them that help detoxify the body. But sodium bicarbonate, baking soda, is dirt cheap. Nobody's using it today, and I know people are starting to use it a little bit more because the production of sodium baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, is going up 3% a year in the United States. And that's not, the population's not going up 3% a year. That's more than double the population going up. So there's more and more people jumping on a bandwagon, but not enough. Not nearly enough. And honestly, it could probably keep you much younger for a very, very long time. It's known to be very much anti-aging. I know, like, my mom looks ridiculous young every time she gets on a plane. They'll say, like, if you're 65 or older, I think they don't have to. There's a different type of thing where they get on a plane where they have to inspect. You can get through easier if you're over 65. Well, she's 20 years older than that, right? And guess what? They keep saying, "Well, wait a minute, you're under 65." They keep saying that to her. So she's way younger than her years. She's, whatever. She's been doing this. She's been doing the baking soda, brushing her teeth, and taking some baking soda water every day since she was 10 years old. So I don't know. I mean, what do you want? I can't give you a major study with millions of people, but I do know, and she's an RN, so she knows some of her stuff, right? So anyway, just want to, that's an example because I can't really give an example like, oh, this works for sure, and we got all these studies, they're double-blind studies. Well, you know what? They knew about this for thousands of years, and it's amazing through, what they do? The big pharmaceutical companies, they take something that's in nature, and they find out what works, like, for instance, white willow bark was the thing that people used to take for a headache. If you had a headache, right? White willow bark. Well, they synthesized what was in the white willow bark, and that became aspirin. And aspirin is now the miracle thing, but you know what? You could take white willow bark for a headache too. They say aspirin, aspirin, right? So they always do this. They got to have a sales pitch. The baking soda actually has got so many different uses. It's detox. It helps oxygenate the body, even though it's a bicarbonate. When you're increasing the carbon dioxide with the bicarbonate, you're also increasing the oxygen levels. You're increasing the alkalinity. And it also should add, one thing you can do too with baking soda is there's another secret detox out there. I probably should put it on a separate video, but I'll just tell you right here because I want to give you a lot more information in one video. If you take a lemon, fresh lemon, squeeze out the juice, right? Put the juice in a brand new, especially an organic lemon. Let's get the good stuff. Take the juice, put it in a glass, right? Then add a little baking soda, and you'll see it fizz. Keep adding a little bit of baking soda at a time till the fizzing stops. It's all neutralized, and then add some water, like 50% water, double, whatever you got in there for lemon juice. Add that much water, then drink that. That actually will vastly increase your alkalinity in your body very, very quickly. You can also do it with baking soda baths. Now, I don't know the exact amounts because, it's like just put, scoop in a bath, whatever. There's no exact science on this stuff. But you can actually do that. And as you oxygenate your body, your blood flow will work better. And actually, that's the male problem with, erectile dysfunction is the blood flow and all that. And the female, the libido is down and their mood is down and stuff. It changes everything. It changes everything. Plus, it fights cancer indirectly by helping remove the things that cause cancer, like benzene, mercury, cadmium. Like mercury, actually, one of the things that attaches a lot with mercury is fungi. Fungi will survive under the most toxic environments there is. So actually, that's another thing that baking soda, sodium bicarbonate does. It actually helps remove fungi. It's a very, very powerful antifungal. And mercury, aluminum, and combined with things like, iodine. But I'm just telling you, I know there's a million things I could tell you. And I have a lot of different things on my channel. And I have had other videos on baking soda, not put out this way, in this manner. But, I'm really trying to get people on this thing because I know it works. It's been known for thousands of years that it's very, very, very powerful medicine. I know it's not been, Arm & Hammer's not been around that long since the 1800s, but baking soda has been used back in the medieval times, and there's actually other things that were similar to it that were used back in the time of the pharaohs. So it's been around thousands of years in one form or another. Nature has everything that provided to us that can cure a body of anything. And I also think that you could probably live way, 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 way longer by doing some simple things. Baking soda, like again, we live in a toxic environment. We're touching plastics. Our foods have Um, not only, they're not only processed genetically modified foods, for crying out loud, which is bad, but they contain herbicides, pesticides, and a lot of different chemicals in there, like for coloration and all this kind of stuff, and preservatives. So you want to like detoxify a lot of that stuff. Baking soda is very powerful detoxification. Now, even, not to claim that, with the males that it will help solve male pattern baldness, but when your body is toxified, you will find that will lead to hair falling out. Even on females, I mean, it's not going to be the perfect solution, but as far as like what you're getting for what you're spending, baking soda is dirt cheap. I don't, people should really throw away all their toothpaste and just use baking soda for brushing their teeth. You'll actually find that it'll clear up the tartar, and any amount of it that you ingest is actually be good for the body, unlike the fluoride. But all these things add up to your overall vitality, and your overall vitality is actually your sexual well-being. I know people, when they hear sex, they want to go, yeah, yeah, they want, and that's it. And the females are like that too, because it's like they are the same thing, except not on the outside. They don't discuss it, but when it's, whatever, they're so full of it. So anyway, but because I know sometimes when I put this out like this, they're like, yeah, you're such a perv. Hey, get out of here, get out of here. You're the perv, because I already know the deal. The deal is though, but a lot of women want to also have more vitality, more energy, have that glow, be bright, happy, cheery. And the fact that, the more bicarbonate, now sodium, it's sodium bicarbonate. I know the sodium, but you can actually, detoxify, get out the sodium by, sweating or, sauna, hot baths, or just exercise, that's another thing. But you can never really have too much bicarbonate. It'll energize your body like crazy. It's that damn good. So just want to put this out in a different fashion. There's a lot more I could discuss on this sodium bicarbonate. You might want to look into that. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I said with lemon and sodium bicarbonate, you're thinking lemon is acidic. A lemon is acidic until it's broken down. Actually, I think it's the ash or the byproduct of it that's how it works. You see, you can't really go by the food pH per se. Some foods that are acidic, when you're taking the food itself, are alkalizing to the body. That's because when they're broken down, the remainder of what's there is very alkalizing. A lemon is actually extremely alkalizing to the body, believe it or not. So when you're adding that sodium bicarbonate to the lemon juice, the freshly squeezed lemon juice, and add some water, you got a very, very, very alkalizing concoction there. That'll actually work very, very quickly to alkalize your body, and you increase your energy levels. Actually, sexual health is actually very much related to your oxygenation levels. As of course, if you're a strict fundamentalist Christian like Sarah Palin, you're probably not much you can do about it except conk you on the head. And I don't know. I got to add that in here, YouTube. Sorry, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not. I don't know. This stuff is getting. I'm not in with the religious right, and I'm not in with the radical left either. So let me just say that. But let me just say that you can improve your overall health dirt cheap, and by improving your overall health, you're improving your sexual health. That's something these people that sell you these $100 bottles of junk, whatever it is, they don't tell you. It's really your overall health has everything in the world to do with your sexual health, your mood, your positive outlook on life, and everything else, and your energy levels. Depression, mood, the whole damn 9 yards. If you oxygenate your body and you get rid of the toxins, you'll feel 1,000 times better. And right there, that's improving your sexual health by far. So anyway, a little common sense, and people don't use that too much, so got to put my twist on it, and hopefully I've been some helpful to you on this video. So anyway, over now.